Hi, fellow yogis. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me today. I would like to take the time and explain the difference between a warrior three and half moon pose. A lot of times I see students going into the pose trying to create the final pose when they're missing out what the action points and how you're supposed to be feeling in the pose. So go ahead, pause the video if you need to go and get a chair. If you have yoga blocks, you can use that too, but all you really need is a chair. And then once you have that, we're gonna start, as always, just centering ourselves. Anytime we come on our mat or into practice, I want you to remember the reason why you're here, and that's to find peace and God within. So go ahead, just take the time to close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting all that weight and tension release. One more time, inhale, finding a smile on the face, breathing in God. Exhaling you, feeling lighter. Slowly open the eyes again. And now with the chair, I really want you to start with the highest part first to see where you're at before you go any lower. So with the highest part, you're going to hold on to it. And we're going to start with the right foot, and we're going to do warrior three. So for warrior three, you're going to want your hands on your hips initially, and you're going to start to kick that left leg out. Once you start to kick the left leg out, before we start to raise it up, I want you to really feel your action point of the hips. See if it starts to come out to the right. That's not what we want. You're going to feel more weight on the outside of the foot. You want to keep everything centered and balanced. So suck the hip in by activating it, squeezing the glute area. So when it's more towards midline, that's when you want to start lifting up. And when you start to lift up, notice if you start to drop it out again. Suck it in. So as you lift up that left leg, think of your body as one teeter-totter, one straight line. This is when I see students start to drop their chest and then pick up their leg, and then they don't know that action point of what it should feel like. So go nice and slow. If you want, you can even put your left arm in alignment with the leg and start to come down. This is where you can grab a hold of the chair and maybe only make it this far. That is perfect. Main thing is I want your line of the body to be one. So if you're down here and your legs there, that's not what I'm looking for. Be one nice unit, sucking that hip into midline. I already feel it. I'm not even into the full pose, and I'm feeling it in the leg and in the butt and in my abs. I'm engaging my core so that I'm not arching through the back. You can always stay here or start to teeter-totter it all the way down till you're level with the ground. This is when you can take your right hand, if you so wish, and put it on your sacrum, seeing if it's tilting up, if your hips are opening up, or if your hips are level. You would think of a glass of water on top of that low back area, and you don't want it to spill. Hold it for one more breath, and then slowly start to bend that standing leg and come up again as one unit. Those transitions are so important. A lot of people miss the transitions, and again, they just think of the ending pose. But with yoga, you're really about the awareness and moving with intention. So anytime you're moving, especially like I said, the transitions of getting from one pose to the next, that's when you're thinking the most and going slow enough to feel it out. Taking your left foot, we're going to do the same thing. Start to send the right leg back, but notice again, where are your hips? And they like to go out, suck it into midline, feeling the leg engaged before you even lift it up. Once you start to lift up with your hands on the hips, engage that core, thinking again as one unit, one like teeter-totter. You can find the chair, holding on to the back. Maybe if you have a higher chair, you want to use the seat of it. And then as you start to come down, notice again, as your chest further down than the leg, go where it's one unit, and then take your left hand this time and put it on your sacrum. Notice again if your hips want to go out or if you can get them to be flat and in alignment with one another. Once you're there, go ahead releasing the hand, engaging the core, soften through the breath. Staying here for one more breath. Maybe you're further down. It does not matter. And then slowly start to bend that standing leg, coming up as a teeter-totter. When the leg goes down, the same speed the chest comes up. Nice. And from here, that is warrior 3. From half moon, this is actually where you're going to need a wall. Highly, highly recommend it if you have the space. You're going to take your right foot and put it fairly close to the wall, parallel to it. A lot of times I'll see students, they might start parallel, but then I start to notice that their foot starts to get pointed out. So start with a parallel, and then with your left leg, see if you can do a 90-degree angle. See if your hips allow you to do that. And if not, go and see where you're at today and work with that. Ideally, you want a 90-degree angle before you go anywhere. Thinking again as one unit, your left arm is going to stay glued down to that left leg. So as you start to slide down, you're feeling the wall support you. Again, moving as one unit as my chest is coming down, my leg is going up. So I'm not reaching for the block or the chair. Once I get parallel to the ground, this is where, again, depending how steady you feel, I want you to first look at your bottom foot, see if it stayed or if it moved. And then when you're ready, you can go into the full pose by taking that left arm and putting it all the way up, opening up the chest. And then go ahead and look at that thumb. And when you're ready, slowly bringing the arm back down. I'm going to have you put it again by the side of the body so that you can feel it as you start to come up. As one unit, you're really using your obliques here on the side. Good. So that's half moon. We're going to do the other side. And you're going to start the same way. Left foot is against or fairly close to that wall. That right foot's turned out for a 90-degree angle. And then when you're ready, go ahead putting that right hand or arm alongside the leg, moving as a teeter-totter would, one solid board. Again, this is where I'll see people go like this and then bring it up. Move with intention. See how your balance is. Go slow. Again, notice if your bottom foot moved at all. And then, you don't need the chair if you wanted to see what it feels like without it. And then go ahead, that right arm can reach all the way up. Open up the chest. I see too, sometimes people collapse. Try to get your back or shoulder blades on the wall here. One more breath. And then when you exhale, slowly bring that arm down to the leg and send it all the way on up for half moon. One thing I like to practice, again, I already showed you the difference between warrior 3 and warrior and half moon, but it's fun to go between the two. It is really good exercise for the hips and all the glute muscles that you're using. So if you'd like to keep watching, I encourage you to try this out. You're going to use the top side of your chair again, and we're going to start in that half moon. So same thing. We'll do with the left side first. Taking that right arm to the leg. Start to come into a half moon, nice and slow. Again, your half moon might just be here. That is perfectly okay. If it's here, this is where you're going to honor it. And then when you're ready, we're going to move with our breath. With your exhales, you're going to go into that warrior 3. This is where you go slow and let the hips come together, parallel to the ground. Inhale, you're going to open it up, back up. For the half moon. Exhale, closing it. Back to the warrior 3. Doing that 2 more times. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, come down into warrior three. Once more, inhale, open up, half moon. Exhale, warrior three. Good, and then slowly bend that bottom leg. Chest comes up as the leg goes down. Good job. That's one side. Hopefully you feel it a little bit on the hips. That's where it's intended to be engaged. Same thing now, right foot parallel to the wall. Open up for that 90-degree angle. We're gonna do the half moon first. So slowly, as your leg starts to open up, again, the chest falls down. Notice where your chest is looking, trying to keep the shoulder blades on the wall. Again, you might have your half moon up here, or it might be further down. That's not the point, is not the end position. It's more the alignment of the leg with the torso. So when you're ready, go ahead, exhale, bringing it into the warrior three, squaring the hips level to the ground. Inhale, open up. Exhale down. Engaging the core, noticing that hip on the right leg. If it wants to go out, let it stay into midline. 2 more times, moving with your breath. Inhale, breathing in, God, opening up. Exhaling you. Last one. Exhale, warrior three. Go ahead, bend that bottom leg. As the chest comes up, the leg comes down. Open up. Good. Thank you again so much for taking the time to learn the differences between the two. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.